let's have a chat about why I do YouTube, and then talk about some of the things, the pros and cons perhaps of doing YouTube, and also how it can be very toxic and how it can manipulate a creator's mind. By the way, we're in Sakae at the moment. This is like in the middle of the city. There's a couple of major city areas in Nagoya. I've mentioned that in previous videos. You've got Sakae, you've got Nagoya Station. So this is Sakae. Lots of retail. And you can walk to Nagoya Station, but it's probably about half an hour. Or you can get a subway. Okay, let's park around here somewhere. You saw this in the previous video. You just put your bike in and you get free parking for a little bit. I think that applies here as well. Let's see. Yeah, you get, can you see that? You get 90 minutes free. Bargain. I mean, even if you had to pay, it's not expensive. It's only 100 yen. It's actually pretty good. Where I usually park, like in outside of the city, I usually pay that 100 yen. It's nothing. That's fantastic value. So yeah, I'm keen to see what this footage looks like when I get home and put it on the computer. I was going to mention this in my previous video and I didn't get a chance to. I know a couple of my viewers are into the technical stuff like the equipment and gadgets. I know I'm into that. So I thought I might share that with you. I'm using an action camera that's mounted to my neck. So it's hanging around my neck like a necklace. And I've got both my hands free, as you can see over here. And it's very comfortable. It's a very light camera. It's a very small and light camera. It's a DJI Action 5 or whatever it is. There's a link down below. I think the 6 is out already, but you can still buy the 5. So why do I do YouTube? Well, I personally do YouTube because, you know what, this is complicated. There's a lot of reasons, and the reasons probably change a little bit over time, perhaps. I don't know, I need to think about that. But the main reason I think it stays the same. The main reason is to share information, to share experiences, to share advice, and to share beauty and the good and the bad, you know. So in my channel you'll find content which is a bit of everything, you know. You'll see some stuff which is a bit serious, you'll see some stuff which is fun, a bit of information about the language, and it all comes down to sharing. And so I am very grateful actually for YouTube. It's free, and not only is it free, but it pays you when you get enough subscribers and viewers. While we're on that topic, if you haven't subscribed yet, or if you're new to the channel, please support my channel by subscribing. I'm only about 150 subs away from 1,000. And once I hit 1,000, it means I get monetized. I think there's another criteria that I need to meet as well when I'm at that subscriber level in order to get fully monetized, but you know, it's getting there. It's a slow process. And that kind of leads me into my next topic, or my next area that I want to cover, is the motivation aspect and how it's affected by metrics, and how I'm dealing with that. Because in some ways I see it as a very sad thing. There are genuine creators like myself who do this stuff with a lot of passion. It's something we enjoy doing. And the conflicting thing is that YouTube is a business. And so I don't really blame them. You know, a business has to make money. And the way they make money is by, let's cross this way. And the way they make money, which I'm sure everyone is aware by now, is that they make money when people spend more time on their platform, because they can show more ads. And so they make money when they show ads, obviously. So, by the way, we're kind of right in the middle of Sakae now. That's a new building that's popped up. Haera, it's called. You've got the Conrad Hilton in there, a cinema, some shops, and I don't know if the hotel itself is open yet. I know it was set to open during this year sometime. It looks like the boutiques are open. You've got Chanel and Louis Vuitton, the usual suspects. But it's a beautiful building. It's probably the highest or tallest building in this area at the moment. So where was I? Yeah, so YouTube has to make money through ads, and that's all good. They have to make money. If they didn't make money, this stuff probably wouldn't be free. We wouldn't have this amazing service. We wouldn't have this amazing ability to literally upload unlimited video. Do you know how much space video takes up on a computer? Like, one of these videos, depending on the resolution, it can take up to like 10 or 20 gigabytes of storage. And if you're following tech news recently, you'll know that storage is not cheap these days. So just the fact that you have unlimited storage for video and you can share that with the world for free is an amazing, amazing gift that YouTube gives us in return for us helping them to make money. We've got the TV tower in front of us, and to the right we've got Oasis 21, that structure. We'll continue walking around. I really enjoy doing these walks, by the way, and I was really happy to see all your positive comments and your encouragement on my previous video, because I really enjoy doing this kind of format. So I'm going to keep doing it for a while. So YouTube needs to make money, obviously, and that's all good. But the conflict is that they want us creators to create videos that make people stay on the platform. And that influences the way creators create. Because they might want to make something which doesn't appeal to everyone. And when I see that something is not being viewed at all, and this happens when you start a new channel and you upload something and you know it's good, you I mean, the definition of good is something that you wanted to make and it came out the way that you wanted it to. That's my definition of good anyway. A successful video is that you have an objective, you have something in mind that you want to achieve, and you achieve it. But when you're on YouTube, the definition of success, for me anyway, I can't speak for everyone, for me, it started to become about the numbers. And my emotions started getting influenced by the numbers. And I really dislike that feeling. I think it's sad that a creator's feelings or emotions or motivation can be shaken or can be affected in a negative way just because of how many people watched a video. And so it can be really discouraging when you're on YouTube and you literally have like 2 views on a video, and the fact that there are other people doing it and they have thousands of views doing the same thing, or sometimes even worse. It makes you question your sanity. It's like, what the hell's going on? This doesn't make sense. And so YouTube, in the background, God knows what they do, because I did this one day, this thought exercise. I said to myself, John, put yourself in the shoes of a YouTube engineer or a YouTube, whatever they're called. I don't know if it's an engineer, but someone in marketing or someone in sales. And you want to, like, say one of your goals, your target is to increase the motivation of creators, keep them in the game as long as possible, because you need more creators. YouTube can't survive unless it has a lot of variety, a lot of creators in this thing for the long haul. And a great way to do that is to make people feel like they have to keep struggling or keep fighting. And it's not a good thing. It's not a good feeling. But as someone who's been a victim of it, I can tell you that it's very effective and it works really well. I've been in this now for a few years. 3 years, maybe 2 years. Actually, no, the YouTube stuff is maybe about 2 years, if that. And I started this Ohazassu thing about 3 years ago. And so I know what it's like. I've fallen for it and I'm still here. So whatever they're doing to keep us motivated, to keep us in the game, even while we make no money, and even though we see very small results, whatever they're doing, they know what they're doing. And it's a balance. It's not just what they're doing. It's also because we as creators are actually motivated. Like I said earlier on, for me, it comes down to sharing experiences, the desire to share things. And I think that's actually a very human desire. And I think that's what powers social media, to be honest. People wanting to share things. Let's turn around and check out this view. And so I think it's really sad that, the way that YouTube works, and again, I don't want to blame them because they're running a business and they need to do this stuff, They need to keep us creators in the game for as long as possible. They need us to be, always motivated and coming up with new ideas and ways to keep people engaged on the screen so that they can show you more ads. And let's face it, I mean, I've got a few friends. One of them has quite a large YouTube channel, and he's based in America. If you're watching, by the way, hello. And I know for a fact, like, it doesn't pay a huge amount of money. And the other thing is, it's not guaranteed, you know. It could be up one month, it could be down another month. Isn't that beautiful? So it's not like people do it just for the money. I will say that obviously people do it for the money a little bit, but it's definitely more than the money alone. So it's an interesting balance, and it's a very interesting business model in my opinion. That's probably something that, you know, it's quite new, it's quite modern in terms of business models. But I suppose I want to touch on some realizations that I've had over the last maybe couple of weeks or few weeks. I've noticed some things in myself that I don't like, that I want to change. And I want to share that information with you, because I know there's a lot of us out there, a lot of us aspiring creators who just enjoy sharing things, but we also want to contribute to the community. We want to do good things, you know. So it's interesting to think about this stuff. I think it's good to be aware, to constantly sort of question things, think about your goals, what motivates you, and perhaps write some of this stuff down, because when we're not at our best, we tend to forget some of this stuff, and it can be really helpful to look at something on a piece of paper to remind yourself. And so I actually watched a really nice video by a guy who opened up a channel not too long ago, I think. I'll put his channel down below. It's a really nice channel that covers this topic really, really well. And I want to thank him for it, by the way. I've forgotten his name, unfortunately, but I will find the video and I'll put the link down below. It's worth having a look if you're thinking about this stuff. So in his video, he basically, I'm not going to go over it because I think the best way for you to see what he talks about is to watch his video. I don't want to distort his message accidentally. But for me, the main takeaway was that metrics are lagging indicators, and that means that they tell you how you performed in the past, but they don't really tell you how you're going to perform in the future. And looking at, you know, your performance 2 hours after uploading a video, it's not really accurate. It doesn't tell you how it's going to go. It could go really well in the long term. So it was really interesting to hear his perspective as a professional sports athlete, because in sports, and it really made me think about it when he said he was a professional athlete, I sort of stopped for a second and I thought, how hard must it be for an athlete? I'm just this small YouTube guy just trying to make videos, which is relatively easy to do in comparison. I mean, it's still hard work, but you know what I mean, right? And I was like, imagine being a pro athlete, training non-stop, like every day, whatever they do. I'm not sure, I've never been a pro athlete, so I don't know what it involves, but I imagine it involves a lot of exercise. And imagine going to a match and losing by a huge margin, like not just by a couple of points, but like losing by 10 points or something. How does that feel, you know? And he talks about how you can't let that affect you. And I thought, what an amazing thing to think about. And I thought, you know what, I have to start focusing on the right things, not the numbers. The numbers are really, really toxic. And it makes you look at the wrong things. And one thing I was thinking about today was that YouTube might actually benefit from taking another look at how this stuff is structured, because there are a lot of creators who give up, and YouTube could be missing out on really successful creators, you know, because the way that it's designed, like you log into your platform on YouTube and it's like bang, right in front of you in big numbers, your subscriber count, how your last video is doing. It's like, you know, 10th place, 10 out of 10, like 10 of 10, I think it will say if it's the worst performing video out of the last 10 or whatever. And they've turned it into like this psychological game where you're always checking, you're always being influenced by those numbers. You know, maybe they should hide those numbers, I don't know. Or maybe they should give us the option to hide the numbers. I don't know what they should be doing, but it's toxic stuff. And then you end up, you know, comparing yourself with other people. And comparison just kills all the joy and all the good things. Oh, look at that. Another view of the TV tower from here. Isn't that beautiful? What are they doing here? The lawn. I see. It's saying that they want to protect this area until the lawn gets back to its optimal condition. You can see there's some patches in the middle over there. I don't know if you can see that. It's quite dark here. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about what I'm doing to help myself focus on what's important. And I think I mentioned at the beginning that you usually have like an objective when you're doing something, right? Let's take a walk in the back streets over here. A bit more interesting than the main roads. So let's say that you're doing something at work. It could be anything really. Let's say you're building a plastic model. Your objective is very clear. You open the box, you look at the instructions, and you make the model. And when the model's done, mission accomplished, you're happy, right? So when you're making a video on YouTube, let's apply that. What's the objective of your video? Do you want to teach someone how to do something? Do you want to share a slice of your life? What do you want to do? Write it down if you have to. Just the one line objective. What do I want to achieve with this video? And go ahead and make your video. Do your best. Have fun, but do your best. Watch it. Look at your objective statement and figure out whether or not you've achieved your objective? Yes or no? If you've achieved it, tell me why you shouldn't be happy, even if you get 0 views. You have just made something that you should be very proud of, to be honest. And when someone looks at that, and if it's a good video, they're gonna praise you for it. Hell, you might even get like a job offer or something, you know? Someone might say, hey, you're actually really good at that. Do you want to do that as a job? So you never know with this stuff. And the numbers literally mean nothing. The numbers are for YouTube, not for you. There's a Nagoya sign over here, check this out. At Nagoya. There's 2 of these to my knowledge. There's one here, and there's one beside, there's 3, sorry. There's one beside the Oasis 21 area, and there's also one near Nagoya Castle. Oh, look at those hydrangea. Aren't they beautiful? So yeah, so that's my current kind of approach to YouTube and how I'm dealing with this creator, what should we call it? Creator anxiety or creator woes. And it's working so far. I'm actually feeling a lot better about YouTube. You know what, I'm gonna get a drink. I feel like something small. I've only got a little bag with me today, so I'll get something small. It's going to be really interesting to see how this all looks on the screen. I've never done this at night. You know, I did the one during the day yesterday, or the day, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? But it's the first time I'm doing one like this at night. Let's see. You know what, I feel like one of those Emerald Mountain coffees. I'll get one of those, and then I'll get a water. We'll scull the Emerald Mountain. Oh, what's this? It doesn't work. No new coins. Let's try that again. No. Okay. Okay, let's leave it at Emerald Mountain for now, and we'll come back if we need something else. Let me know, by the way, what you think of this video. I'm going to put it up because you know what the objective of this video is? Speaking of objectives, the objective of this video is to test out a night walk, and there's actually 2, and to talk about YouTube and how it affects us as creators. And I'm pretty confident that I've achieved those 2 objectives already. Okay, let's just walk around. I haven't really thought about my word of the day today. And you know what? Maybe I don't need to have one every day. It's a very relaxed walk this evening, and I'm not really in the mood to ruin that. It's a beautiful evening. The weather's really nice. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. Is it just me, or is it's supposed to be a bit warmer by this time of year. It's really pleasant. Of course, having a nice iced coffee helps as well. Beautiful. I think we'll go this way. I see a vending machine over there in the distance, and they should have a recycling bin. That's one thing that comes up quite a bit for travellers, the lack of bins in Japan. In Australia, where I'm originally from, there are bins everywhere on the streets. So you literally never have to think about, where am I going to throw my can? Because you just throw it away. There will be a bin on every corner. There'll be one there, there'll be one there. I do kind of miss that, to be honest. But you do get used to it. And you learn these tricks. So if you're ever in Japan and you're stuck and you need to find a bin for your empty can, keep in mind that almost every vending machine will have a dedicated can and bottle rubbish bin. The other way you can take care of your rubbish is to pop into a convenience store. The right courteous thing to do is to probably buy something small while you're there, maybe another bottle of water or something. Of course, you don't have to, but if you can, why not? There we go, see? There's a bin right here. This sculpture, by the way, has always captivated me. I've tweeted about this on X before. It's a beauty. No matter which way you look at it from, they're hugging each other. So remember this image. You can rewind if you have to later, but remember this. So the guy on the left has his right arm around the person. Has his right arm around the person to the right, and you go around to the front or the back, or whichever's which, I don't know. And on this side, the person on the left has their arm around the person on the right. So they're both embracing each other. And the plaque, which unfortunately is not quite visible at the moment because it's dark. I'll put my flashlight on. Hopefully you can see it. I'll be able to read it for you at least. It says, it's called Stay, and it's by Ram Katir. And it's from 2020. It says, Stay 2020 portrays the nature of support. On one side, the large figure hugs the small, and on the other, their roles change. You are welcome to sit with Stay and participate in this artwork. We can all use a hug. Ain't that the truth? You know what? Maybe there's a good word of the day in there. Sakuhin. That's a good one. That's an artwork. Sakuhin. Let's use sakuhin as today's word of the day. Alrighty. Anyway, let's head back. I think we've had a long enough talk this evening. Not bad for an unscripted walk around. I kind of enjoy this. Alright, well, I'll head back. Maybe I'll just leave it on and you guys can enjoy the view. I don't really have anything else to say for this episode, except that if you enjoyed it, you should like and subscribe if you haven't already, and you should share it with your friends if you have any friends who are interested in Japan content. And if you want to support the channel in any other way, you can have a look at my description and you can see some info down there on how to support me. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.
ないやろ。